Hey YouTube, welcome to my creation series. I am Polaris Radio. Tonight we're going to take what we did in the first video and transform it into this. And I'm going to go through exactly how I did that. Let's put our headphones on and get started with part 2. Tonight I want to cover a few things and hopefully take this track to a higher level and maybe even start putting the structure out. Now the first thing I wanted to do was resample some sounds, starting with these. So resampling in Ableton Live is as simple as putting in your audio track in, setting it to resampling, record, and got a range of sounds here now. Let's have a listen to them. So I'm just going to isolate some of these. Let's start with this one. And I'll just delete the parts I don't want. Okay, so we've got this, and this. And I'm just going to throw these loops on top just to see what happens. Honestly, I didn't actually expect to get into resampling in this video series. Now, I do have one problem, that I honestly don't feel like this bassline works anymore at all. So without, I don't want to scrap everything we did in the first video, but I do just want to take it back a step. Sorry if you enjoyed that first bassline, but it's going to have to change. I'm going to go to 16ths. And obviously change the sound itself. And turn the gate off on here. It has that forward momentum now that I like. Sometimes for this sort of music you just need a sense of driving momentum, you know, constant forward movement, not stopping and grooving. Of course there's always room for that, but I just don't feel like it works for this one. I'm going to make it faster. So I like how you can still hear these in the background, kind of doing their thing, you know. It's going to give them some delay. Maybe bring out the highs quite a lot. See, now I think we've got a basis for something. And that could be anything now. So back to my old friend Synth 1, and let's just do some more out of the blue sound design. How pleasant. Get my old TAL chorus. This is honestly such a great chorus plugin. It's free too. So I don't know, there's something in that's kind of like see how I work? I just go dun 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 dun, and the music happens. I'm at the point where I feel like we can just start messing with this now. Did you hear that? When it went to a G, there's something in there. Duplicate the whole thing. Group all of that. So it was this last part that goes down. Okay. That's definitely a thing now. I think that square though, that needs to be ridiculously 8-bit, like something like that. Operator. So I'm going to change the routing. I like this one because it runs these two parallel. So you can turn this one up. And you've got another sound completely with two operators. So the most common use of that, I just put one at 0.5, which is actually half, so therefore down an octave. Or you can go up to 2, which is double, and obviously an octave up. You can change the wave. Might go up another octave for that. Put the spread up as well. Now see, that's an interesting sound. Real, quite a lot of layers to that. But I'm also going to add a big delay. And I'm going to EQ it. I want the highs to really punch through a bit. Not that much. So I'm just going to transpose these samples up to a G, so that'll be +7. just had an idea for some chords that can go to that. I'll just start with the default preset for the moment, because I just want to get the idea down before I worry about the sound. So these chords need to be like ridiculously huge. Okay. A few things wrong. The sound I want is kind of some kind of bell, maybe. Regardless, I'm going to load up called Wave Station. Amazing for these sorts of sounds. Start here. No.
Several song-filled hours later.
Okay, after going through nearly every preset, I've settled on this one. And we'll play them together. Okay. What do we got? Okay, I'm liking it. I am really liking this. Now, I'm sure you can tell by now what's letting this down, and that is the fact that the drums are ridiculously weak. I'm going to bring in a plugin I've been trialing a bit lately, MT Power Drum Kit. Now, the one thing I do like to do to acoustic drums is compress the out of them. Glue compressor. And there's no reason you can't saturate them as well. Just EQ it a bit. And being a room kit, I'm just going to put some reverb on there as well. That's too much. Now don't worry too much if that sounds awful, because it's going to be quite low in the mix. Now the electronic drums need work to the point where I'm going to replace them completely. Now I've got some drums that I've used for other tracks in the past, and I often just end up using those. What this is the drums, as in the kick and snare drum from my track Chrome Skull Highway. I really can't do much better than that as far as a thick sounding kick. I'm just going to adjust the levels a bit. And Let's see how it sits with the other kit. See, that sounds thick. The snare just doesn't quite pop through yet. I'm gonna give it a higher attack. Now the snare should kick through a bit better. And it does. Okay, let's hear it with the mix. I can hear a lot of things wrong. Like I can just know I know that this bass line has too much resonance on it. But as soon as you take it away, the bass line stops cutting through the mix. So I've just duplicated that bass, but I'm going to take another instrument. I'm going to get the Korg Poly 6. And I'm using the default preset called Fatline Bass. That's often enough to make a bass line sound fantastic, but I'm just going to compress it a bit. Okay, let's check out all the basses. The drums need to switch it up a little bit in this part, I think. Good enough. Just something just to let you know that the end's coming. I'm tempted to keep going, but I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I think we've got it in a good place, and I don't want to ruin it. I recommend you subscribe because I've got some other content coming that's not just going to be this series. I'm just going to do some talk about some gear, give a rundown of my live rig in case anyone's curious about how that works, and just whatever else I can dream up. So yeah, please feel free to like and subscribe to this video. As always, I'd really appreciate it. Let's leave it at that for tonight. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, YouTube.